All right, I think I'm live. I assume so. I don't do this often, so I don't know for sure. Uh, Hi, welcome. We're going to be looking at, as you can see, the PlayStation Showcase today, and I figured I'd do what I normally do when I have a day off and one of these events comes out. I figured I'd watch along with y'all. We can chat, we can have fun, see what's up, do all that fun stuff. I'm doing this instead of working on my new video, which, that'll come out when it comes out. But either way, I'm excited. I'm eager to see what Sony has in store for us. They've already talked about how it's pretty much just PlayStation 5 stuff, from what I've seen. And while that's not necessarily a bad thing, I mean, I kind of would have liked to see maybe, I don't know, something about the new VR, or maybe something about, like, PlayStation Now. I don't know. Specifically for me, it's the VR. Yeah, either way, I'm eager to see what they have in store. I've got a couple thoughts, predictions, ideas of what we're looking at, but ultimately, this is just me hanging out, having fun. If any of you want to comment, add your own 2 cents to the discussion, by all means, go right ahead. I'm actually gonna try and pay attention to chat this time. I didn't really do a good job of that at E3, but we'll see what happens with that. So, also, I apologize for the webcam. It might stutter every now and then. I don't know why it's doing that. It just doesn't like me, I guess. I don't know. All right. So, to kick things off, I'm going to talk about some of the things I think are going to be at the show, and some of the things that I want to see at the show that, let's be fair, probably will or won't. Some of them are rumors. Some of them are just my ideas of what, like, hey, I would love to see this. This is basically what I did with E3, with all of those show conferences. Started half an hour early, talked about predictions and all the stuff. So here's hoping something, at least something comes through with it. I got 1 or 2 things right with those other shows, but this is a whole other ball game. Sony's different in a lot of ways from some of the other companies. So who knows? We'll see. First up, we got God of War Ragnarok. I will be a little surprised if we don't get at least a little tease or something. Maybe a trailer, maybe another little teaser trailer at the end of the showcase, something like that. Just something to sate fans, especially since we haven't really gotten anything, and it's supposed to be coming out early next year, I think. I think that's what they've said is the release window. So it'll be nice to actually get to see a little bit of something, whether it be an engine look or be a gameplay look. I mean, that's how they showed it off initially, was the trailer followed immediately by gameplay. So I could see them maybe doing something like that again with this. I could see them opening up the showcase with Gran Turismo 6. Not really my kind of game. I'm not huge into racing games, unless it's got a kart. Like Crash Team Racing, Mario Kart, something like that. But, yeah, ultimately, it's supposedly coming out sometime soon. I don't know when, because, again, I don't really care. I don't really watch or play kart games all that much. So I could see them talking about that, being all like, hey, here's the release, here's the last look if it's coming out soon, something like that. Deathloop. That's the one that I'm really hoping we get to see, because that comes out in, 5 days? It comes out next week. And that's the one that I'm massively excited for. Like, of the games that have come out this year, I was excited for Ratchet & Clank, Psychonauts 2, and Deathloop. And Ratchet & Clank and Psychonauts have both come out. I've now completed both of those games. They're both fantastic. Easily 2 of my favorite games this year. But now I have Deathloop. And I am eager to get into that and see all the pandemonium that game brings with it. All the fun that I can have with that game. I'm just very eager to play it. It looks like a lot of fun. A lot of the choice-based stuff sounds like it'll be very interesting, very fun. I just keep saying fun. I'm just excited. Like, that is one of those games that you see it and you instantly know whether or not it'll be something that you're interested in. Like, I love Dishonored, and it looks like more Dishonored, but with darker themes, a time loop, and a lot more unique abilities and weapons. So, I'll take it. After that, my kind of like likely predictions get a little bit more murky, I guess. Like, those are three that I could very easily see us getting in this, and that might honestly be the big three that we'll get. I'm hoping Deathloop is probably, of those three, the least likely, just because, again, it comes out next week, and technically it's a Bethesda-owned studio now. So they might not want to show that off here and just let the final trailer be up on their own channel. Who knows? God of War, I hope we get, just because, again, we haven't seen anything really on it, and I would love to see what's coming up next. And Gran Turismo just seems like a slam dunk. Just a quick little, hey, here's another look at some cars. But otherwise, Final Fantasy something I could very easily see, because Sony and Square Enix have had a very good relationship over the years, and I could see them dropping a trailer or a teaser for Final Fantasy VII Part 2, another look at Final Fantasy 16, some random Final Fantasy game they haven't announced yet. Like, if Square Enix is here and they don't show off Guardians of the Galaxy, which I hope they don't, because we've got enough of that same trailer during E3, I could see them showing off something for Final Fantasy. And, you know, the only thing that Final Fantasy that would come out that I would be interested in would be either Chocobo Racing Remake, which never gonna happen, or God, what was the fighting? Dissidia? Disgaea? I don't know Final Fantasy. The fighting game series that I played like twice and thought was kind of fun. They could potentially. No, it'd be too early for them to do another Kingdom Hearts thing, I think. And they'd probably want that for like Square Enix's E3. Either way. Yeah, Final Fantasy something. More likely Final Fantasy 16, if anything. But parts 7 Part 2, or some completely innocuous thing that I have no clue about. Oh, there was that one origin story thing they announced as well, wasn't there? With the dude who had basically just a t-shirt on. So maybe something with that. I don't know. After that, I've got... Well, they just bought Insomniac. And I mentioned Ratchet & Clank earlier. That was, again, one of my favorite games this year. I'm eager to see what happens with Spider-Man next. Like, Miles Morales, fantastic game. A little short, but otherwise fine. The first Spider-Man from them, obviously fantastic game. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get either... I feel like if they're going to do it, they're either going to do Spider-Man or God of War. And God of War is the one that I think is more likely to come out for like a trailer with this today, because that's the one that they've actually announced. It's the one that they've said is coming out sometime soon, early next year, I believe. So that's the one that I think we'll actually get a look at. But if they decide to drop both of them for some reason, I could see them doing a sneak peek of Spider-Man 2, similar to what they did with the sneak peek for God of War Ragnarok, or whatever it ends up being called, because Ragnarok's just like a fun code name people have been giving it. Or was it? I honestly don't know anymore. Like, I don't remember if it's just a code name or if it's the actual name for the game anymore. But I could see them dropping a teaser for Spider-Man 2, essentially. And I hope for that specific game, we get it where you get to play Miles and Peter in either separate missions, or you get to choose who you play as. More likely it'll be separate missions, swapping off and on like they did with Ratchet and Rivet in Rift Apart. And I would be fine with either take. Honestly, both of them have different play styles that I would probably want to do if they did it where you choose who you play as. Either have curated campaigns or the whole game you just play as one of them. I would want to do one playthrough as Peter, one playthrough as Miles, see if there's any major differences. I think that could be a lot of fun. Other than that, I just hope they get rid of like the slow sloggy stealth sequences that like you had to do with Mary Jane and Miles in the first game. Yeah, those are not fun. Unless they decide to tie in Miles's new abilities to it somehow. Like you use Venom Punch instead of the stupid little noisy cricket throw gadget thing. I don't know. The last big thing I kind of have written here for Sony showing off like as an almost for sure type thing. Obviously not as for sure because you get it. I could see them maybe doing another trailer for Horizon Forbidden West. It did just announce it was getting delayed. They had that whole thing recently with how it was the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 cross-buy thing or whatever. It's a heavy mess that I don't really care to talk about too much. It's just yeah. Overall, I don't have really any dog in that race. I've got a PS5. If I get the game, I'm going to buy a PS5 version of it. And I still have to beat the Horizon Zero Dawn. Probably not going to get Forbidden West right away anyway. So, either way. I don't think they'll show anything for that. Again, just because look at what happened when they had to do like the reversal on how you can, cross-buy the game. I'm hoping they get at least like a little teaser or something, but we're going to have to wait and see. I only got about 17 minutes left. Just enough time to talk about some of my wild and crazy predictions, or hopefuls. Now, there's plenty of games that I would love to see get announced that obviously are never going to happen. Like, oh, they're going to bring Halo to PlayStation 5, or the new Pokemon, or... They're never going to happen. I mean, those are obviously Xbox and Nintendo properties. Why bother asking? I've seen people do that, and it's just like, no. So, I tried to taper my hopeful ideas to things that could potentially happen and things that I could actually see coming out. But we'll just have to, wait and see here. We got about 15 minutes to find out if any of these come true. I don't think... Well, one of these has a chance, but I'll get into that in a sec. So, the first big one, I actually made a comment about it to... Who was it? I think it was Shinobi? Yeah, Shinobi on Twitter posted, like, hey, what do you think is your show opener, closer, and dream announcement? Gran Turismo 7 for the opener, like it says here. Spider-Man 2 and Ragnarok for the closer, or Ragnarok for the closer. Like, hey, here they are. There's the big ones, the ones you were looking for. And then the one that I would really want to see. I genuinely want more Ape Escape. Like, that was one of my favorite franchises on the PlayStation. I actually just got the game again for the first time in years. I might do a review of it just as a throwback, because I'm already going to be doing a different PlayStation 1 game as a review soon. But I would love to see either a remake, a reboot of the franchise, just something. I will even take just give me God of War, but you can throw on one of the little helmets, one of these helmets onto like Kratos. Just... I'm so starved for Ape Escape content, you guys. I really want a new Ape Escape game, and I don't know, if they announce something like that, I will just be overjoyed. I know that Japan Studio got closed down earlier this year, which really sucks. I think they basically turned into Asobi, the ones that make like the Astrobot games now. What was that? I'm just curious. I'm looking it up right now. Yep, it was reorganized and merged with Team Asobi and other studios. So, okay. Yeah, I would... It sucks that they lost that studio because, I mean, Legend of Dragoon, Shadow of the Colossus, Last Guardian, I think they did they do Gravity Rush? Or was it? Yeah, no, it was Team Gravity in Japan Studio. That's what it was. And obviously I love the Astrobot games. I'm glad that they're getting more attention, more love. And with the expertise that Japan Studio has, I think they can make some pretty good games. But oh, hello. Mute that for now. But I think right now, the one thing that if we get a return of a Japan Studio franchise, for me, again, this is my hopeful, it would either be Ape Escape or Bloodborne, because I think they helped out on, like, From Software made it. I think Japan Studio did like some additional help with it. No, I'm just gonna straight say we'll stick with Ape Escape for the one that I would want, because that is the one game that if they announce it today, I'm set. But beyond just that, though, let me pull this up. I saw this for the first time last night, but it got posted like the other day. Is this right here? If it'll look, here we go. Supposedly there's a new possible PlayStation handheld called the PSP again, because why not? If this thing is real, that'll be big. Like, I mean, it looks just based on these photos, it looks just like a standard sort of control setup. I'm assuming it'd be digital only, given the disc-based, given how it's disc-based for PlayStation 5, or, obviously download. This would be pretty big. And if they somehow announce this today, they said like they're only going to be talking about PlayStation 5 stuff. But if they come forward and say, hey, new handheld, I don't know. I never had a PSP or a Vita. I want to get both just so I can live some of the games I missed out on. Like, I want to play Daxter on the original PSP, try Birth by Sleep in its original format, stuff like that. And then the Vita had just a whole bunch of games that are great for it, and you can cross-play with PlayStation 4, so I can do my trophy hunting on the toilet without having to drag a TV in there. But if they announce something like this, and it's basically just, hey, take your PS5 games on the go, that'd be huge. Because that's what I think a lot of people are thinking this is, and I would love it. Like, I already bring my Switch with me to work all the time, but that's just so I can play Smash Bros. Or Mario Kart or something like that. Something easily repeatable. I very rarely get a new game on my Switch now. I buy games on the PlayStation all the time, and if I could do all of that again at work without having to lug a TV or anything like that there, because I'm a bad boy, I will try it. I will do it. Just because I would want this. Like, unless it's like $500, probably closer to $300-$400. Even then, that'd be a little murky, especially since I'm planning on getting PSVR 2 when that comes out, and other things are kind of blocking me from being able to pay money right now. But I wouldn't mind. I would like to see what they could do with something like this. That'd be really cool. But speaking of reviving old things like the Sony PSP, one of the other big rumors circulating around this was that they're going to release a new Infamous game. Sucker Punch did just get that enhanced version of Ghost of Tsushima out with its new island, Iki Island, I think it was. I haven't played it yet. I still have to beat the game. So I could very easily see them doing something Infamous now. Like, Infamous Second Son, my personal favorite in that entire franchise of games, came out in 2014, a year after, or like, yeah, it came out April after the PS4's launch, so 2014. And it was great. That was over 7 years ago, with the last thing being Last Light. Like, it was just a minor DLC story expansion for Second Son, where you played as Fetch instead of Delsin. I wouldn't mind getting a new Infamous game, especially since how they decided to make a lot more creative powers in Second Son than just elemental. Like, yeah, they were still elemental, but instead of it just being fire or electricity, it was concrete and neon. Like, those are cool ideas. I would love to see what that sort of team could do, not only with new powers, but what they could do with the new hardware. Because, like, the dead drop smoke attack that you get with Delsin, still one of the most impressive things to come out on the early PlayStation 4. Hell, most impressive visual things to come out on PS4, period, if you ask me. And imagining something like that with PlayStation 5 after seeing what Ratchet and Clank can do, what Returnal can do, what games like that are able to handle with this new hardware, I'm game. That sounds awesome. But alongside that, I don't know if they would want to invest as much time or effort or money into a brand new character, a brand new IP, or not IP, a new... Oh, shit. I didn't want to do that. I don't know if they would want to invest as much time into making a new character, a new thing. So I think either they would go with a remaster of Infamous 1 and 2 with all of its DLC and maybe throw in Second Son, like make the whole collection like they did back on the PS3 with the first two games. Only now with, essentially Infamous 3, and you get it. I wouldn't mind a remaster. Like, I try to go back to play Infamous 1 and 2 every now and then, and I don't know, something just doesn't click with me. It doesn't feel as fun to play as Second Son did. So a chance to another, like, I've played remakes on PlayStation 4 and 5 of old games before, whether they were just HD upreses or whatever, and I found myself having more fun. So it might just be the controller, it might be a number of things. So I wouldn't mind a new collection just to be able to have that and say, hey, let me play some Infamous, let me try this out for the first time. Well, like 8th time, but either way. And as we're wrapping up here, getting ready for the show to start, the last prediction I have is probably my most out there, never gonna happen prediction. Like a PSP handheld, I mean, that could very easily have just been a mock-up or a render. A new Infamous game, it's been 7 years. It's not that unlikely that they would want to potentially continue the franchise, especially considering Second Son did decently well, I believe. And a new Ape Escape is probably far out there, mainly because that one hasn't had a new game in, I think the last one was like the PlayStation Move. So PS3 era. It'd be nice to have any one of those three. It'd be awesome, especially for Ape Escape. But I think the more out there hopeful inclusion I have is PlayStation All-Stars 2. And I'm not joking about that. I'm someone who's excited for the Nickelodeon brawler. I would love a PlayStation All-Stars 2. Obviously, not everyone would be excited. They'd probably change some mechanic in terms of how you fight, in terms of how you accrue your points and all of that stuff. I've got some ideas for that, but I want to make that into a whole video, so I'll do that someday. And I don't know, with how many characters Sony has now, with how many wide ranges of franchises they have, and a little bit more pull to get characters like maybe Crash and Spyro brought into it. I mean, dealing with Activision right now isn't maybe the best strategic move, but not the point. I could see them maybe getting a lot more of a robust roster, a lot more creative with the roster, and maybe changing up the gameplay style so it's not side-scrolling, so it's similar to Smash. Emulate something like Power Stone from the Dreamcast. You know, top-down isometric view with third-person controls. Most of the characters they'd be pulling from are already from third-person games. Just gotta, translate that into a different camera angle. Simple as that. I don't know. I feel like it could be fun. I feel like they could do a lot with that. I don't know if it would necessarily be good, but who knows? I mean, there have been stranger announcements that Sony has made, and I wish more people liked All-Stars. I'm just going to say that. It was not a great game, but it was not as bad as most people say. Like, I made, in my unpopular opinions video, I talked about Little Big Planet karting and all the hate that game gets. It's threefold, easily, for All-Stars, and I don't get it. Like, I enjoy it. It is a fun game if that's your kind of game you want to play. It's obviously not for everyone, and from that perspective, I, again, understand. I would just want to see if they could get a dedicated team of people who aren't, like, being brought in for the first thing they're doing to actually come forward and say, hey, here's your new celebration of Sony. But we're getting down to the wire here. I'm going to go ahead and unmute this so that we can have that just going in the background. And we are going to... I'm just going to look at Twitter until the music stops. If NAC 3 gets announced, that would... If NAC 3 gets announced and God of War doesn't get shown, there will be riots in the street. Yeah, that seems accurate. I mean, I just chose to wear my one Sony shirt that still fits, so... Let's see what we got. Less than 5 minutes. Yeah, see, a lot of people want Infamous. I could see it happening, and I'm excited to see it happen. That would be a lot of fun. That'd be pretty cool. Turn down the music a little bit for y'all. Really? Oh, it's a concept. Okay. Why? Can y'all just not? Last of Us 2 just came out, so I doubt that they would do a teaser for 3 already, even if they try and do 3. Like, I don't know. I'm still of the opinion that there didn't need to be a Last of Us Part 2, and the fact that we got one and it became as derisive as it was, I don't give in to that. Make something new. Make something fresh. Don't just go back to that same well. At least, again, not with Joel and Ellie. Well, I guess you can only use Ellie in this case. Hell, make Abby. Give her her own games. Shove it to the people who are hating on her for no reason. It's a video game character, not a real life person. That's all it is. Alright, should be starting any minute now. Let's see what they got in store for us, shall we? Anything fun and exciting? Alright, I'm gonna full screen this. Gameplay capture. Are they gonna start? They're starting with God of War? Maybe. Nope. That ain't God of War. Oh, this might be Final Fantasy. Oh, is this... It's like Crusader Kings or some shit? Or is this just a big old ad for the PlayStation itself? Ah, little Pac-Mans. That was cute. So this is a Capcom thing? Or no, Namco Bandai, that's who owns. What is this? I'm sure some other stream is geeking the hell out over what this is because they probably know what it is. I don't. I saw Candy Bar in the back there. Maybe that's... It looked familiar. If this is just a giant chess game, like, oh nope, this is just a big Sony ad. Okay. Yep. Okay. I don't know. Honestly, it could have just been a game. Ratchet & Clank, Horizon, Astro, Monster.
I'm Jim Ryan, President and CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment.
Don't shut down my
Welcome
PS3.
to the PlayStation Showcase. At PlayStation, we believe in pushing boundaries and setting the benchmark for creativity and excellence in entertainment. We always love the opportunity to speak directly with our community. The new technology in PS5 enables development teams to build more exciting, immersive, and compelling worlds, showcasing their creative vision as storytellers. We've never been more grateful for the PlayStation community. So thank you for allowing us time to share some significant updates and brand new content. So without further ado, let's look at some new and amazing games.
Let's see what we got first. Gran Turismo, probably? Well, it's interactive, so it's one of the main studios.
Peace is a lie. That is what the Sith believe.
Star Wars game.
They promise power.
Fallen Order 2, maybe? No, Aspire.
Now
Who's...
they wield it. We face the greatest Sith in generations.
Really?
They must be stopped.
Wow! That is a way to open the game showcase. Damn. Okay. Is it just going to be... Oh. Is it just going to be the first one, or are they going to do both? I feel like, given the size of the game, they would probably just do one. Maybe they'll change up some gameplay a little bit to make it a little bit more user-friendly. Some of the things in the original were not great. What is this? Extended butt shot. Another extended butt shot. Jesus Christ. I don't remember this from Star Wars. You're out in space. No, you did. Ugh. That was gross. Too many eyes on one eye. That's... Our mother in heaven. Our attempt to guard our Earth was not... Is this a Nier Automata thing?
이제 저희가 다시 내려와 남은 목숨 끝까지 바쳐 쌓을 것을 맹세하오니 부디 저희의 죄를 사하여 주시고 저희를 거두어 주시고 저희를 유혹에 빠지지 않게 하소서. 지하 시설 방공호 같은 건가?
여긴 지하철역이야. 사람들을 태우고 거미줄처럼 도시를 누비던 교통수단이지. 뭐 다 지난 얘기지만 말이야. 잠깐.
Eve? Wait.
기생하고 있다니.
Is this Parasite Eve?
지성의 도시들이 모두 예비처럼 폐허가 됐어. 잘난 신분들은 우주로 달아나고 나간 놈들은 이곳에 버려졌지.
마더스피어의 구원을 아직 기다리고 있는 거야.
이브 조심해. 전방에서 뭔가가 곧 무너지겠어.
Some weird ass designs, I'll say that much. Lot of particle effects. That's...
뭐 살살 가고 놀았지.
They're all gooey. I'm under the assumption that this is Parasite Eve. I never played the games, so I don't really know. I just am aware of it. And this looks bloody as hell and weird as fuck. Project Eve. Okay, so maybe not Parasite Eve necessarily.
이브, 저건 알파 네이티브야.
Okay. That looks weird. Hey, Tiny Tina! Oh, is this the gameplay reveal finally?
Darkness washes over the land. Dun, dun, dun. The Dragon Lord has returned!
Fools! Your party of heroes can't stop me.
Who's ready to rickety roleplay? Spoiler, It's you, baby.
This looks so ooh. This looks so ridiculous and I love it. Ugh. Oh god.
Tina, why are there guns in a fantasy world? And I am just so glad you asked because shut up your face and get shooting!
Oh my god. This looks so good. I mean, it looks like Borderlands, so... And loot. Cute. Butt Stallion!
You ready, newbie?
Time for character sheets, baby!
Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. I'm in. This looks fun.
Alright, trailer over.
March
No end credit scene here. This
25th.
ain't no super duper hero movie.
March 25th. All right. Got a lot coming out in February, so that's probably a good idea that they pushed it to March. I want to be the guy who makes the Sony transitions. Ooh, here we go. Luminous Productions.
I'll let you in on a secret, but I'm a pretty big deal. Real big deal. We are getting out of the city, Homer.
Kitty!
Promise we'll go somewhere that loves cats.
Here's a cute kitty.
No more fights. Clean air. Bright skies.
The fuck?
What the actual fuck?
Hey. She said fuck too. Oh, the armband. It's Shang-Chi. Because she's got like 10 rings.
Whoa, wait, stop! Whoa.
Whoa.
What is this?
Elden Ring looking hella dope.
Who's there?
I'm gonna get hate for that.
Well, not what you would call us, anyway.
I swear to God, asshole, show yourself!
Show myself. I've shown.
Where are you?
Right here, at the end of your arm. Oh, hello, yes.
Okay.
No, the
so let
rings
me get
talk.
this straight.
Okay.
I'm somewhere that's not what I would call Earth. I'm seeing freaking dragons, and oh yeah, I'm talking to a cop. Did I just do that?
We did.
I just moved shit with my freaking mind. Yeah, okay, that is something I do now. I do magic. Kill jacked up beasts.
Dude.
I'll probably fly next.
This looks interesting.
No, you're just being ridiculous.
Oh, that's too far. Good to know there's a line.
The mouth animation doesn't look as crisp as how the other ones, but
Our land suffers. You are the only hope we have. You're special.
You're the one that's planning on facing off with Sylar. Tanta Sylar is the strongest and most formidable of all the Tantas. You will be doing our land a great service by killing her.
oh, this is Forspoken. Okay, I've heard about I've heard about this. I just haven't really paid attention to it. So, is this the one that was like the Unreal Engine? That was like the Unreal Engine demo or whatever, where it was like
One and only Tanta Sylar.
That might be what this is. Now that I think about it. I don't know.
For decades, Team Rainbow has been the shield
Rainbow Six.
against the worst global threats imaginable.
This looks interesting still.
Hostage situations.
It's not really my thing.
Biological weapons. The threat of nuclear war.
Like, the idea of aliens with tactical strategy.
Our world has ever known.
The alien designs are sick. Like, it's a really cool idea for the design, but I don't know. I'm just not huge on tactical warfare like this most of the time.
If we want a shot at tomorrow, we will move as one. We will think as one. We will do whatever it takes. As one.
But there's 3 of you. What will you do then?
Together, we enter the unknown. Together, we fight for our future. And no one will be left behind.
I wonder if the person carrying the other one out no longer has access to their weapons, because that'd be interesting. Got to protect them. I don't know. It still looks okay. Siege is not really my kind of game. I think the last time I really got into a Rainbow Six game was Vegas 2. And even then, that was kind of pushing it. But, I don't know. It looks interesting. It looks like it could be fun. Remedy Entertainment. Okay. Oh, is this the Alan Wake remake?
It's coming for me. Whatever you do, don't go out in the dark. Stay in the light.
Hell yeah, it is. Oh, this looks great.
Famous artist, no less.
Alice? Alice? My wife Alice, she's missing.
Calm down, Mr. Wick.
Last night I woke up to a nightmare. I was missing a week. What had happened to me? I squeezed the flashlight like my life depended on it. With it, I could save myself. I could save Alice.
Hell yeah.
Carl Stuckey. Pleased to meet you.
God, it just looks so good.
My name is Alan Wake. I'm a writer.
That's... wow. I was expecting it like next year, not in next month. Ugh.
Hello, Franklin.
What's up?
PS5 upgrade. Is that all this is for?
I gotta run now, okay?
Alright, bye, baby.
Yep, it's Grand Theft Auto.
It's lonely up here.
It's the same game they've been giving us for 8 years. Give me Saints Row. Honestly, give me another look at the new Saints Row game before this. This is just, I don't care anymore at all about GTA Online. Like, the only thing I care about is when I watch Achievement Hunter play, and that's it. Like, even then, that's just starting to get a bit... I'm starting to wane on that a little bit. I just don't care. They don't do enough to really engage me with GTA anymore. It's the same Stupid bullshit satire every time. No, Ghostwire Tokyo. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. No, it's Stephen King's The Mist.
What's that?
There remains work yet undone. Critical work. People always decry the truth when forced to face it. Still,
It looks
your
trippy as all
fear.
hell.
I will be her salvation.
Mari!
The time is nigh. The world rests on the precipice of transformation. A new age will dawn.
Looks trippy as hell. And hey, since it's a Bethesda thing, maybe Deathloop next? Maybe? Please? Give me more Deathloop, I need it in my veins. Guardians. Yep. Guardians. Oh no, wait.
Guardians of the galaxy. You came here seeking truth. Rejoice.
At least it's a different trailer this time.
Matriarch wishes to share it with you.
Are they gonna fight Jello cubes again?
United in the light of belief, all suffering, all grief will end. Oh! Ah! Ah! What's wrong with you?
Oh, I think... Yeah, I think I'm having a heart attack.
Cease this at once.
Fine. Cosmo! How you doing, buddy?
Cosmo!
Leader of the Church of Truths.
During that ritual with the priest, they kept talking about a promise.
It was like they were drinking funky juice or something.
Or join the cult.
So let us investigate for you.
Always catch Peter Quill, and not fun kind with Bob.
Hey, World Mind, long time no see.
The current probability of defeating the
Universal Church of Truth is
0.3%.
Is that bad? It sounds bad.
It is.
I hope you've got one hell of a speech plan, Peter.
That makes two of us. Follow me!
Was that first person ship combat? Because that could be fun.
By rejecting the promise, you have proven
Novacore.
yourselves unworthy, and you must be destroyed.
All right. Yeah. It looks like it could be fun. I mean, that's what I said
That was
when.
completely intentional. The Milano's on her way. Thanks, bud.
Yeah, that looks fun. I mean, it was at least it wasn't the same trailer they showed 5 times in the same presentation at E3, right? That was a. Oh, is this Nightfall? Or Redfall? No, it's not. What is this? Vampire the Masquerade! Hell yeah! All right. Wait, is it an online shooter? Bruja. Vampire oh, it is. Vampire the Masquerade Blood this year. Might have to look into that.
Welcome to the Eon program.
Deathloop.
Ensure your perfect you. Your health, your enlightenment, your passion. Not just freedom, we offer eternity.
Shut up.
Your esteemed visionaries believe the only thing missing from Black Reach is you.
The Visionaries. 8 geniuses who painted up a prison and named it Freedom. Locked us all in one repeating day. Their eternity. An endless party that you can never leave.
I am a storm rolling. Round and round we shall go.
Place is supposed to be unforgettable. A bunch of spaced out science.
That's where I saw Candy Bar, bro. Okay.
Flinging bombs. Whatever these guys are doing. All spewing Eon's bullshit. So how come I don't remember shit? This Party Island hangover is not my thing. My thing is answers. Who are these people? What do they want with me? And why is she always one step ahead? Come on, Colt. You gotta put this together. Somebody built this place. Somebody's sending me these messages from the future, the past, whenever. And some jackass wrecked every plane out here. Is this a contest for them? Some type of experiment? How does this time loop work? Does anybody remember? Why is everyone wearing a mask? What is the Black notes anymore? Who am I?
Colt, I want you to remember. I want you to remember why you came here.
Huh. Is that? Damn, I look good.
Is he one of the founders too?
I've imagined myself a way out. Gonna break this time loop before it breaks me.
Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so excited. It looks so good. So yeah, I was mentioning it earlier while this is building up. The candy bar that I saw in the opening cinematic, that was from Deathloop. That's why I recognized it. Okay. That's good. Now we can see whatever this is supposed to be. Is this Control? Again? Radiohead. No idea what that was supposed to be. Alright, we got about 10 minutes left. Time for enough time for 2 more presentations, maybe? Maybe 3? This looks very pretty. What? Oh, this is adorable. Oh, this looks so cute.
Kalo'y chunga Philip Meapur.
Mea
Tupea muna nyawak. Iti yang azo ikuhu ni angage. Agashi, no ta din na pet.
Che Oleti.
This looks adorable. When's that coming out? That looks wonderful. That looks like a good time. Here we go.
The biggest pirate
Really?
of all time is within our
Oh, is this just them announcing PlayStation game coming to PC now?
The Tusk of Ganesh?
Or
That's not an easy find.
PS5 upgrades, remakes? Yep. And there you go.
Last I checked, we're all a bunch of thieves digging around where we shouldn't.
Do you really need like the really long extended trailer for this? We already know it's 4 in Lost Legacy. Sorry. I send a lot of unnecessary hate towards Naughty Dog, but
Are you ready to seek your fortune?
there's so many other games that could be bolstered or shown off or something, but I don't know. Last of Us made a lot of money, so give all the money to Naughty Dog, I guess.
I'm Herman Hulst, head of PlayStation Studios. PlayStation Studios, at its heart, is a diverse and passionate group of storytellers at our collective of AAA studios all across the globe. Everything we do is driven and inspired by storytelling. As creators, PlayStation 5 gives us the opportunity to push the boundaries of storytelling even further. Our world-class development teams at PlayStation Studios have already delivered such incredible gaming experiences for PS5, and we're only just getting started. As you'll see today with the lineup of exclusive games coming for PlayStation Studios, we're going to continue to drive innovation, advance gaming, while always embracing the legacy of PlayStation and creating games that matter. Games that you're not going to find anywhere else. Enjoy.
Are we back? There's the feedback. Hello. Like, I don't care if I'm missing out on GTA, but I want to... There we go. Okay. Alright, now stay up this time, please. Yeah, so here's Gran Turismo. I hope this isn't what they're closing with, but I don't think it would be. I don't know if the stream showed it, but Insomniac making a Wolverine game. That should be interesting. This does look visually impressive. I will give it that. It's right up there with Forza. It's unnatural how the car doesn't bounce. I'm just gonna say it. The car should be bouncing a little bit. Do we really need this extended of a sequence? I don't know. Maybe I'm still just kind of riding high a little bit off of the fact that we're getting a Wolverine game from Insomniac. Like that'll be dope. Hopefully. Wish they would have shown more than just a teaser trailer, but Michaels Goodman.
For as long as I can remember, I have looked for an equal. One who could push me.
Hey, there we go. Spider-Man 2.
One who could surprise me.
Alright, get to play as both of them.
One who could even beat me.
Who's the villain?
All I found is disappointment. Will one of you finally give me what I desire?
Who is it? Come on. Venom? Oh, there we go. There we go. Hell yeah. All right. Okay, a bit of a ways out, but that makes sense. Like, you got to give them time, and they're probably going to release Wolverine next year, so I'll take it. Like, that's awesome. One more look at God of War now? Maybe? Hey. Yep. All right. Gotta have him give him the deer.
Time is running out. The prophecies say Fimbulwinter leads to Ragnarok. War is coming. My story doesn't end hiding in these woods. I should be out there, finding out who I am, who Loki is.
I will not allow you to pick a fight with gods.
I don't want to fight anyone.
Freya.
I just want answers.
And if those answers lead to war with Asgard,
maybe that's what Mother wanted.
we do not know what Mother wanted.
Well, I don't recognize that dour expression anywhere. Odin's got tricks up his sleeve we haven't dared to consider.
What if there was someone who could help us?
You mean Tyr, the old god of war in these lands, who is dead?
Well, for a dead man, Odin seemed pretty keen on seeing he wasn't found.
If he's out there, we gotta find him.
Come in. What in all yarn speed that happened to him?
We're trying to stop Ragnarok, to help people. And what if the only way to do that is war?
War is not the only way.
Stop thinking like a father for a moment and start thinking like a general.
No! You seem like a calm and reasonable person. Are you a calm and reasonable person?
God, this looks so good.
In moments of crisis, panic does nothing. Harness it. Let it serve you. us.
He a big boy. All right, it's officially Ragnarok. That answers that from earlier.
Well, some of them.
Who are you? Marvel. Oh, this is the end of the present. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, basically got a bunch of things that I wanted. That's more updates. Are these just extra trailers now, or? I don't know. I'm good sticking around. Ugh.
Unbelievable. Yes, yes, inconceivable. See myself as fairly reasonable, but at times I can be stubborn. So if I have to, I will rock the boat. I don't tend to take the easy road. That's just not the way I like to roll. Shoot things probably unfeasible. I've done already 100-fold. It's probable that I might press the envelope.
That was a cool reveal. That was a good way to start the show.
Sometimes I find them comical. Yeah, incomparable. Replay value phenomenal. Beat selection remarkable. Slowing me down. God
damn that.
I don't hang around no phonies. I always advance. Say how I fail, you know I stand. Raising the bar, I gotta expand. Top of the charts, I'm setting them kid. Finding my stakes, I put on my tent.
Okay, so obvious highlights. Turn down this music a little. Obvious highlights. Wolverine, holy shit. Was not expecting that. Obviously Spider-Man, God of War. Those look awesome. Those look fantastic. Like, even though we just got like a teaser for Spider-Man.
And updates coming right now. And I'm in fact joined by no less than PlayStation Studios head Herman Hulst. Herman, really strong showing here from PlayStation Studios tonight, including an awesome new look at GT7 and finally a release date.
GT7 is coming in March, and I don't think fans are going to be disappointed.
Good for them if they like it. Yeah, in general, just this should have been their E3, or this is basically their E3 showcase. Like, if you compare it to what the other companies did and all that stuff, this looks like an E3 showcase, and that's fucking great. This is... I'm glad I have a PS5. I'm just going to say that right now, because tons of games, tons of fantastic stuff. GT7, not my thing. Looks great. I'm excited for Spider-Man 2, God of War, Wolverine. Holy shit. Who thought we were going to get a Wolverine game from Insomniac, no less? Like, that's awesome. Let's see what else is there. There was Tiny Tina. That looks great. There was... Yeah. All right, here we go. They're talking.
You work really closely with Insom, Herman. So what can you tell us about just why Insom gets so fired up about the Marvel Universe?
I mean, Sid, you said it. Insomniac are on fire. They've been just so productive. And I think the team in Insomniac, they're really always challenging themselves to raise the bar with their approach to storytelling and craftsmanship. And it's really evident in the consistently high quality of games that they've been delivering over the years.
And no crunch.
I think on top of that,
that's key.
They really prize collaboration amongst their team. And that collaboration that also extends to the way that they work with other PlayStation teams, but also their work with their great partners at Marvel, and that collaboration resulted in the amazing first two Marvel Spider-Man games. And I know that Insomniac are extremely excited to be further expanding the universe into Marvel Spider-Man 2 now. And they're also going to be raising the bar again, you know, in terms of immersion, action, visual fidelity. I think Marvel Spider-Man 2 will be a spectacular showpiece for gaming. And they're also so thrilled to then bring gamers an emotional and a suspenseful journey into Marvel's Wolverine. I think that PlayStation fans are really going to be in for a treat over the next few years.
Very cool, very exciting times, and on multiple fronts. Tonight, we also got our first big look at God of War Ragnarok. Herman, what can you tell us about where Santa Monica Studio is going with this one?
You know, like many of the fans, I'm personally really invested in the relationship between Kratos and Atreus. We got to see in the trailer that there's some real tension brewing between them as Ragnarok approaches, so, you know, I can't wait for players to see how that relationship between them evolves. And you gotta trust me when I say that Santa Monica Studio have prepared quite a few twists and turns for players as they set up the finale of the Norse saga in God of War Ragnarok.
We're going to get an update on God of War Ragnarok from Santa Monica Studio here in just a moment.
Okay, cool.
But before you go, Herman, I wanted to get your take on Horizon Forbidden West. Now, we've learned that this one is coming out in February. I am sure that by this point you have played it. So what has jumped out to you? What can you tell us about the game?
I've had a chance to play the game on PS4 and PS5, and it looks great on both. For PS5, the level of detail on Aloy, her kits, her lighting, it's just exceptional. Even more amazing because the environments have so much going on too. From the ruins of San Francisco to those new underwater areas.
Okay, just gonna quiet them while they talk about this. Forbidden West looks great. It looks fantastic, obviously, but yeah, I think I'm eager to see what they say about God of War, because holy shit, having other people to potentially interact with other than just the dwarves and Freya, that'll be interesting. And I'm eager to see what Cory Barlog and all of them at the team at Santa Monica have been doing.
We're joined now by Eric and Corey from Santa Monica Studio. And I wanted to check in with you two on the big announce we saw just a few minutes ago, God of War Ragnarok. We finally got our first big look at it. And actually, Eric, I wanted to start with you. You've been involved with every single God of War, including 2018's God of War. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct, Sid. I've been with the studio since 2004 in many different capacities, working with both Santa Monica and Randy at Dawn on the God of War franchise. And I don't know why, but they thought it'd be a good idea to say, hey, do you want to direct this one? And so that's what I'm doing. I'm directing God of War Ragnarok, or as Corey likes to call it, never heard of it. So that's the update on that.
So Eric, why the shift in leadership on God of War Ragnarok?
It's always been a tradition here at Santa Monica to change the directors across the games. You know, we've had really good success with that. Corey's been the only repeat director, and, you know, rightfully so. He's pretty damn good at what he does. So that's kind of what it is.
The important thing for us is to be able to kind of get a fresh perspective each time, but also, you know, a fresh pair of legs in the sense that you're really exhausted at the end of finishing one of these things. So you got to con somebody else into doing it, like him.
So Eric, what aesthetics or themes sort of resonate with you as a creative? I mean, I guess what I'm getting at is, like, how do you see yourself leaving your fingerprints on God of War Ragnarok?
It's kind of the designer in me wants to answer one way, but as a director, you have to answer a different way. I think you have to learn how to jettison your own profession when you switch over to the director's role, which I'm sure Corey can understand. I mean, he kind of animated a little bit on God of War 2, and we kind of had to throw it all out, except for that sneaky backflip that Kratos has never done again that we left in. That's the perk of being the director, I guess. But, you know, from my point of view, like, we want to tell a very heartfelt and epic story as, you know, a father and son go on a journey, and they kind of struggle with holding on to stuff and letting go of things. You know, it's a very difficult kind of human condition that we all deal with. And we kind of want to arrive at that by taking, like, slices of life or family, you know, drama, if you will, and kind of juxtapose that against big Norse backdrop. And, you know, at the end, we just want to have an ending that feels very, you know, surprising yet inevitable based on all those things. But it's kind of, you know, I'm from the Midwest, so, like, slice of life, very common, mundane things are just as interesting as big world events. And so we try to collide those things together to, you know, make an experience that's very worthy of the God of War name.
So with the game officially being called God of War Ragnarok, I guess it doesn't take a genius to think that perhaps Ragnarok factors into this game in some manner. Can you confirm that, Eric?
Yeah, I mean, you can't call the game God of War Ragnarok and not have Ragnarok happen in the game. So, you know, it's going to happen. We're going to cap off the Norse series with it. And I think Chris Judge said it best in the announced trailer last year. Prepare yourselves.
The last game ended with a teaser of sorts for Thor. And I just got to know, was that Thor's voice we heard in the trailer just a few minutes ago?
That was definitely Thor's voice that we heard in the trailer. Thor is being played by Ryan Hurst, which you might know him from Sons of Anarchy. He played Opie, one of my favorite characters ever.
That's
and we're just
decent
delighted to have him come play in the God of War sandbox. And his take on Thor and our take visually on Thor is very different than the hunky Australian you might know. He's much closer to the Norse mythology version. He's this big, burly, almost hedonistic man-child, red hair, left-handed, just a little off kilter than the Thor that a lot of people know right now. So I can't wait for people to experience more of that when the game's done.
We also heard the name Odin in tonight's trailer. So I imagine if we're going to experience Ragnarok, Odin's going to have to play a pretty big role here, right?
Definitely. I mean, Odin is the all-father of all the realms, so he's going to show up when Ragnarok happens. We're very, very happy to have Mr. Richard Schiff come on to play Odin for us. You may know him as Toby from The West Wing. This was one that we never thought was going to happen. It was like kind of a shot in the dark, and he got back to us, and we walked him around the mocap volume, and he was just like, I've never done anything like this before. Let's do it. And so the kind of rest is history. So I can't wait for people to experience that and see how he factors in. And it's a very different take, again, much like Thor. He's like a old man who's just kind of busy with his own things and doing whatever he wants. And he doesn't live in a castle or anything like that. So it's again, a different take, kind of what we do. We just take what's known and curveball it a little bit and, make it special.
We also saw a couple of new characters tonight. So what can you tell us about them?
Are you talking about the little squid? Oh no, you're talking about Tyr, the big guy. Yeah, he's the Norse god of war. And Kratos and Atreus have finally found him. We talked a lot about him in 2018, so we were like, well, we might as well show him to the people. And then the last character we saw at the trailer, like with the little wink and smile from Angrboda, she's one of the last remaining giants, and her story is pretty amazing and how it fits into the world of God of War. Tyr is being played by Ben Prendergast, who's been completely absorbed in the role, even though he is not a giant as Tyr is. And then Angrboda is being played by Leia de Leon Hayes, who's a complete treasure on set. She's been amazing. Watching her chemistry with the other characters has been amazing, and she's one of the last giants that's living. So we have those characters and a few more, and there's a lot of different monsters you saw in there, and there's been so many talented people at the studio building this trailer and putting it together. I just want to give a shout out to the team. I love you guys. I wish you could be here doing this interview with me. I wish you were all behind me right now at the studio. That would have been completely amazing. And lastly, to our fans, we have a saying at the studio that we are fans of our fans, and I cannot wait to watch all the tweets, the messages, the reaction videos that you guys put out, and our team to be able to take that into heart and just get excited and hyped, and then use that to push us through to finish the game for you guys. So thank you very much.
Give us a release date now?
Now, Corey, we haven't heard a whole lot out of you here tonight. So now that we know you're not directing God of War Ragnarok, I was hoping maybe you could give us a little clue about what you may or may not be working on next.
Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? You'd like me to just spill the beans and tell you everything that's going on right now. We're actually doing a bunch of stuff. It's really exciting, all the things that we're doing, and you're tempted to know what is this, but I don't really have anything I can talk about right now specifically, mostly because we're really focused on God of War Ragnarok, that I am incredibly excited that I finally understand that that's what everyone was saying, God of War Ragnarok. I was way off. I was thinking it was something else that they were talking about.
No, Corey, don't change.
We'll wait to get any deeper into anything else until later. We'll
don't
talk
ever
again.
Change, Corey.
All right. Well, thank you, Corey, and thank you, Eric. And next up, we have Ryan Treadwell. He's the lead producer at Aspire. And wouldn't you know, just a little while ago, we got the announcement of a remake for Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic.
Right,
so,
Ryan,
Ryan,
tell us
I
more
guess my
about
question
it.
is this like a remaster of the original game, or what's going on here?
Ground up remake?
It's so much more, Sid. This is a complete remake of this beloved Star Wars story. For Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake, we are rebuilding from the ground up while maintaining that integrity of story and character from the original.
So Ryan, how much of a remake are we talking about here? I mean, is this updating some graphics, adding some higher resolution modes?
You know, the original Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic is a true classic and one of our favorite Star Wars stories ever. We want to honor that original story and make it as impactful for players today. In terms of the visuals, we have an opportunity to present this story with a much higher level of fidelity than was possible in the past, while making sure that we're being authentic to what players loved about that original game.
So we know Aspire from bringing classic Star Wars games to modern consoles, but this is a much bigger project than anything the studio's tackled before. So what can you tell me about the team behind the game?
You're absolutely right. While Aspire has enjoyed a great relationship with Lucasfilm Games through our work bringing classic Star Wars games to new audiences on modern platforms, this project is on a completely different level to anything we have done before. That's why we knew we had to assemble the right team to do this project justice. We've put together a team full of industry veterans from fan-favorite RPGs, even including the original Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. It has been a really rewarding experience to assemble such a talented team to bring back an epic game. Of course, we're also working closely with the amazing teams at PlayStation and Lucasfilm Games. Together, we couldn't be more excited about what we'll be able to show you in the future. All of us are, of course, huge Star Wars fans too. One of the nice parts about building a team to make a big Star Wars game is the ability to instantly bond with all of the new people over your favorite aspects of Star Wars. We all have different Star Wars memorabilia behind us in every call, and it always sparks up a good conversation.
All right, thanks, Ryan. Very exciting stuff, and I'm definitely dying to see more of that one.
Thank you, Sid. It will be some time before we're ready to show more, but we're very excited about being able to reveal more in the future.
All right, and that's it for our show. You can catch up on all the big news on PlayStation.blog and check out all the trailers from tonight's PlayStation Showcase on YouTube. Thanks for watching.
All right, so there you go. Hell of a presentation. Everything overall just fantastic. I'm gonna go ahead and just put one of the bigger ones up here. Right there. Yeah, we're just gonna sit on that because holy crap. So just to put it a little bit into perspective, Ratchet & Clank came out this year. We've got Spider-Man 2 now coming out, and they've got Wolverine. And I mean, just wow. Insomniac living up to the name, I'm going to say that much. And the fact that they're able to supposedly do all this without crunch, they are probably my favorite studio in the industry for a number of reasons. And if they're able to pull all of this off and have it be as fantastic as their games in the past, game over. In general, I really think that this presentation was what the PlayStation 5 needed. I am so excited for what's coming out. Like, there are franchises I didn't even think I would be interested in. Like that one, Forspoken, was it? Where it was... Oh, God, where was that? Yeah, Forspoken. That was the one where it was like the weird superpowers and all that. That looks awesome. Got that Chaya, however you pronounce it, that island game where you basically use Cappy from Mario Odyssey and go into animals. That looks really adorable and cute. Then there was Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. That looks as good as ever. The Masquerade, Blood Hunt, that one. Looks like it might be multiplayer, so that might be a minor turnoff for me, but in general, that sounds awesome. Forspoken, which is like these super cool powers and stuff like that. That looks dope as all hell. Might even interest me, and I'm not a huge Square Enix guy, so that sounds kind of fun. The Alan Wake remake and the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake, both on board. Give me both of those. Those are great. And then obviously, you got the other big ones. For me, it was Deathloop as the big one coming out in 5 days. So happy. And then obviously got to close it out with the big boys. Kratos and Atreus. Yeah, this was definitely one of the better showings from studios recently, and I am just hyped as all hell to see what we have in store next, because like this is just what's coming out in the next year or two, like early next year, or basically next year, and well, with the case of Spider-Man 2 and maybe Wolverine, we'll have to wait and see. 2023, like holy hell. in general, I'm just excited. Like, I didn't get my Ape Escape. We didn't get a new Infamous. We didn't get the PSP rumors. And obviously, I didn't get my freaking PlayStation All-Stars. But those were all holdouts, if anything. Like, those were just like, if they happen, great. If not, oh well. But, I mean, wow. This, I'm glad to be, I'm glad I have a PS5. I'm going to say that. I still have issue with some of the decisions Sony has made this year, most notably the PlayStation 3 stuff. That I don't think I'll ever fully get over or be able to commit to. Like, it just goes so against my ideals of preservation for games and stuff that I really hope that they can just keep some, like, ghost servers or something available for it. But in general, what's coming out for the PlayStation 5, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to have a lot of fun. And I know that there's a lot of people who will enjoy things like GT7, something that I don't enjoy. If that's your thing, awesome. I'm glad you like it if you did. And overall, I'm just eager to see what we get after this. Like, if this is, because this is year 2, essentially, what we're seeing here. What's year 3, 4? What are those going to look like for this system? I don't know. I'm eager to find out. And in general, I just think it's going to be a lot of fun. So if you were watching along, I mean, thank you for watching. I'm going to get back to editing my latest video that I'm working on now. And in general, just, you know, if you're a Sony fan, awesome. We got a lot to look forward to. And yeah, so thanks for watching this. Thanks for chatting with me if you did, and have a good one.